I've used a couple of stuff. I've been here and there because we're preparing for our new edition of the magazine. The catalyst is going global. We're going everywhere. So I'm here right now, live and direct.
Good to have you.
Thank you.
Good to see you as always. Always sharp.
Thank you.
And let's go to our other brother, Tune Phillips. Pull up to the mic and get your holiday greetings in, man. Say happy holidays.
Happy holidays Christmas. To you all. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
All right, let's go over to the corner to the main man, the CEO, the man who will be hosting January 18th, African Voices Radio live right here, 106 FM, 5 o'clock p.m., January 18th, 3 days after what? Martin Luther King's birthday.
Wow, that's
Pull
wonderful.
up and say hello there, sir.
Merry Christmas, everybody. This is David Adodo.
Now, folks, we're going to talk a little bit about what's happening in the motherland, but before we do, I want to just let y'all folks know some good things. Right now, in America, in world, history has been made. When you think about Miss Teen USA, Miss America, Miss Universe, Miss World, all of them, all crowns are held by women of color. And the good news is, Miss Universe is from South Africa. Wow. Miss World this weekend won. She's from Jamaica.
Oh my God.
Miss America, Miss USA, all that's American. We got that, but you know, y'all coming in, and that was a big thing for me to see. The sister from South Africa win. Wow. Because she was an African sister.
Exactly.
No blonde hair, no weaves, none of that.
When I'm looking at that lady, I was
Did you see her?
Wow. Yeah. I was so enthused, because she looked extremely beautiful.
Ah, yeah.
With her natural hair.
Nothing else on stage looked like her.
The black is beautiful.
Look like Black Panther in the house.
Oh,
now let me tell you a few more things what's happening in the motherland. Do you know the movie is called Cats? It's got a brother named Idris in there, but the sister who's the lead dancer is from Kenya.
Wow.
Her name is Francesca Haywood.
Wow.
So go see Cats and look at the sister. Wow. Now, last night we saw on TV LL Cool J hosting the Kennedy Honors.
Exactly.
And the sister from Britain, who I believe is Nigerian, who sung the song.
Exactly.
She sung the song for the Earth, Wind and Fire tribute, Cynthia Andre.
Exactly.
They said she played the movie Harriet, but did you hear her singing them songs last night? She was singing Earth, Wind and Fire like Earth, Wind and Fire to show that she's not only an actress, but she is an accomplished singer. So things African are moving and grooving. As we look at 2-3 weeks left in 2019. As we move towards 2020, we got some good news, folks.
Exactly.
You have an opportunity, January 18th. Tune in, 106.1 FM, Praise Radio, and you will be able to hear the African Voices Radio. Now, what are we doing here at BDX Live? We just passing the baton. We creating the way that they can get there. This is how we did it, and this is how we must do it. Now, brothers, what are we here to talk about today? Come on, tell me now, because I can feel it.
Business in Africa, doing business in Africa.
Oh, yeah, I wish my brother was here.
Today.
My brother Ayotunde, man, that's all he talked to me about for the last 15 years. Import, export, business relationships between Americans
I know Ayotunde
and Africa. That's my
I
good
was
friend.
with him yesterday.
That's my good friend.
Yeah,
he must have a new phone number because he won't call me back.
Yes, I'm going to give you his number now for the program.
You going to tell him about this show?
I'm going to tell him. I told him already about
Yeah,
the show.
good. Because that's what I was trying to make sure that Ayotunde, my good friend over 15 years, knew about this because it's going to touch his heart. Because when I met Brother Ayotunde, he was talking about hosting an import-export conference at the Baltimore Convention Center.
Yeah, it's coming up.
And he was struggling to get the big support he needed. But while I was in talking with him, he taught me a lot about the Nigerian and the African products. The red pepper, the cayenne pepper. He talked to me about the gum extract and the ginger and all that. Right. But then he explained it had to come in them big trailers. So that's a little different. So in your standpoint, what are some of the opportunities you would recommend, Mr. David, as it relates to doing business in Africa? Or what is the first step? Who do you talk to first?
First of all, I want to say categorically that Africa is the last frontier that we have right now. Africa is where China was 15 years ago, where people were rushing in to do business. So this is an opportunity, an opportune time for everybody to invest in Africa. Investing in Africa is not a difficult task. It's not as risky as people think. You just have to be able to know what you want to do. Why do you want to do business? You have to have that enthusiasm that I want to know, and the willpower and a little help from people that are on the ground. You don't, just go to the embassy, get information about the country. It could be Nigeria, it could be Ghana, get information, go over there, meet people on the ground that will direct you, on what to do. You apply for the licensing that you need. You don't have to give anybody money. Apply for license that you need. Then from there on, you start your little business.
Let's also talk about how there's a big need for products made in Africa by Africans to reach the American marketplace. People making jewelry, crafts, arts, pictures. How difficult is it for a Nigerian to do business in America?
It's not very difficult to do business in America.
But if you're in Nigeria and you're trying to get a product over here,
you have to get your manufacturing straight. Over there. There are government agencies that will regulate what you are trying to produce. If you want to produce gold, for example, you have to go with the Department of Mine to get a license to begin to do your gold mining. Then you start processing, you're making your trinkets and everything. Then there's export and import industry that you have to go and apply to be able to ship things to America, for example, in an import and export license. Then you'll be able to move your stuff from Nigeria or anywhere in Africa to the United States.
But one thing we know for sure, Mr. Phillips, the Chinese is doing a lot of business in Africa. America is buying a lot of Nigerian oil. Has those kind of relationships, if you could, between the Chinese and the African, that business relationship, has it been a two-way street, or they're getting their resources? What are they doing? Do you have any idea if it's a good, positive win-win for both communities?
It's always a positive thing when you have people coming to buy what you produce. If no one is buying what you produce, it's just going to sit there. So we welcome everybody, the Americans, the Chinese, the Japanese, who come in and buy the things that are produced. At the same time, while they buy from us, we also buy from them. So it's like a trade buy, so it goes both ways. So they get benefited and we get benefits as well.
And let's go to the young brother. He's in the publishing world. Brother Timmy, did you tell us a little bit one more time about that magazine that you're publishing?
Well, good morning, everybody. I'm so excited to be here to meet with my big boss, Dr. David Adodo, and with my great brother here that we met a couple of times ago. I would never know this kind of a thing going to happen, but it's happened. We are glory to God. Like I said, my name is Temitope Oyeyemi. I'm the publisher of the Catalyst International magazine. We started this magazine about 10 years ago, and right now we are not doing bad. We started it in the United States about 3 years ago, and as at now, we're in about almost like 10 states in the United States. That's why it's taking me everywhere. Catalyst is representing Africa. We are promoting African heritage. We showcase the achievers. One of our last editions having Mr. Dr. David Adodo, because he's a landslide achievers, across the United States.
Right here on the front cover.
We've been doing excellently well, and we've been doing something good, and we look forward to do more.
But one thing I'll say about you, young Timmy, you're always dressed immaculately. You come just looking like you're supposed to look. There's a book I read years ago. It's titled "Dress for Success," and you give us an example of what we like to see our young men looking like when they come and interact. We the next generation want to reach back and help young brothers like you who are showing the dedication, the commitment to your publishing career, as well as being a part of the network, really the connector that got this thing going.
Yes.
Everything about what we're talking about today and has been talking about for the last 3 or 4 weeks and looking forward to next week and then January 18th is because of young brother Timmy.
Yes.
And that's what I think we as the older generation, we have to pay attention to the young people as well. You see?
Correct.
Because if I hadn't paid attention to you when I was at Elijah Cummins Homegoing Services, you were there, many of us, about 300. We couldn't get in, overflow, no room in the end for us. And we were just talking outside. We stayed there 3 or 4 or 5 hours.
Wow.
I see a young brother immaculately dressed. I said, who that brother? Then I look at him, I knew he was an African. So I asked him, you're African? He said, yes, I'm Nigerian. And so one thing led to another. He shared his book with me. Next thing I know, he introduced me to this brother, who himself is doing marvelous work in Baltimore. And it's really important that we understand and respect not just Africans who come into America for academics or come in for a better opportunity, but to come into our country as an African and start a business and employ 15 or more people And that's putting food on people's plates.
Exactly.
yeah.
And this is what Black Dollar Exchange means. The whole thing, BDX, folks.
Oh, yeah.
Black Dollar Exchange is about us exchanging services, goods and products, and patronizing each other's businesses. So back to the conversation. Let's say I think we need to do more business in Africa, but who knows where to start? Like you say, go to the embassy. I think what we ought to try to do is set up some workshops where people who are experts in this area can come and share the data.
Oh, yeah.
For example, the city or the state or just businesses in general might be interested. I have 2 groups of people who do trips to Africa right now. They've been doing it for years.
Okay.
One is my good friend David Miller. And what David does, he does excursions to Africa, small groups, 8, 9, 10 people, and they're going on the educational, cultural excursions to learn the history and the traditions and the culture of the people.
Culture of the people.
And then there is a lady